Hello, year five. It is SPAG time. So this week we are spending 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, looking at some spelling patterns. We are looking at a particular letter string that we are going to be using. And on Tuesday and Thursday, we are looking at the use of parenthesis, which is not just brackets. So that will be our topic for a few weeks. So this week we're looking at recognizing parenthesis and where we can see it in a text. And then we'll be looking at how to effectively use it. First off, though, let's have a look and see what our word of the day is. So our word of the day is seldom, which is an adverb, one of our adverbs that does not end in ly. So if something seldom happens, it only happens occasionally or very rarely. And you can see the synonyms, the words that mean very similar things, are rarely and infrequent. So our example sentence is a bit strange. Barry loved cheese but seldom ate pizza. I'm not sure that I think the two of those are linked in any way, but it might be that it seldom rained in the Caribbean, for example. That could work. Strangely as well, you can add ly to the end of seldom to make it seldomly, and you can use the two pretty much interchangeably. So it seldomly rained in the Caribbean works as well. So its antonym is opposite. Can you have a go at using that word in your own sentence? Pause the video and have a go with that. And when you're ready, we will move along. Okay, so a bit of a starter task for you before I reveal what we're doing. Completely up to you how you do this. Can you split these words into two groups? So I'll start from the left and move across. I'll move my mouse over what they say. So we've got manageable, understandable, terrible, invisible, predictable, responsible, changeable, adorable, enjoyable, noticeable, reliable, avoidable, edible, possible, and reasonable. Have a go at sorting those into two groups, however you want to sort them. What do you notice about those words? Okay, so you may have had a different one to me, but this is how I sorted them. So we have got quite a lot of words that end in able and 5 words that end in ible. And our spelling pattern for this week is looking at those two, not prefixes, Mr. Ventin, suffixes. They come at the end of a word. You might have noticed that all of those words are adjectives. They are all describing words. So the invisible man, for example, describes the man. The predictable announcement is changing that. The changeable government is another way that we can describe things. So we're going to have a look at some of the rules for that. We're going to practice spelling these, and we're going to look at why we would use able and why we would use ible. So able, able, is added to the root word to make it an adjective. So I've given you some example sentences here. We'll do the first one together, and then you guys can have a go at the rest of them. So can you complete these sentences with the correct able words? You're linking it to the sentence above it. So I enjoy swimming means that I find swimming enjoyable. You can see that the root word is spelt the same. I haven't made to make any changes to that one, and I've added able on the end. So you've got I understand multiplication. I find multiplication what? I can rely on my car. My car is what? Be careful because there is a slight change to the root word there when you add able. Have a go at those two, then there's 3 more on the next slide that when I carry on, you can have a go with that. So pause the slides, have a go at those 2 sentences first, and then we'll have a look at the next one. Okay, so I can change my mood. My mood is what? The goalie predicted where he would shoot. His shooting was what? Be careful with the word predicted. Have a think, what's the root word in predicted? It's not the whole of predicted. There's already a suffix added to that. And I adore that teddy. That teddy is what? Again, with adore, there is a slight change to the root word. But I'll go through the answers at the end, I think. Oh, maybe not. So let me go back. So I understand multiplication. I find multiplication understandable. I can rely on my car. My car is reliable. However, that Y turns into an I in that one. The reason it doesn't in enjoy is because it's got a vowel before it. In reliable, because it's got a consonant before the Y, it doesn't, it has to change. Okay, so for the next one, I can change my mood. My mood is changeable. Now, I always think that one looks a bit strange because it looks like we should drop the E, but we don't have to with that one. The goalie predicted where he would shoot. His shooting was predictable. So predict is the root word there. It's already got ed on the end of it to show that it is in the past tense. So we need to get rid of that suffix and add able on the end. I adore that teddy. That teddy is adorable. Now with adorable, we lock the E off it. So it becomes adorable, spelt like this. Double check all of those. And then just finally to check it out there. So able is added to a root word. IBLE is not usually attached to a root word. So if we reverse that format, I find skiing is impossible. There's no root word really that we can get from impossible or from possible that we're adding able to. The same with incredible. So that's the rule to remember, is that able, A-B-L-E, is normally added to a root word at the end. Able is normally its own standalone word and doesn't modify an existing root word. Well done for that, guys. Send me over what you've done. Remember, these SPAG lessons are going to be short and sharp because in school they would only be about half an hour, 25 minutes long, which is why it's slightly shorter sentences and different activities like that. But send me over your answers, and I hope that you found that all right.